Comics Kid. Hey everybody, it's Daryl from Big Bang Toys, Comics and Games. We're here to talk new releases.
Marvel.
Aaron.
Is
your name Marvel or Aaron? Marvelous.
It could be
Aaron.
Marvelous Aaron. No.
Marvelous Mark Miro. Oh, that's terrible.
No.
Johnny B. Bad.
No.
That's all I know.
Johnny B. Bad was like Little Richard.
That was terrible.
Terrible. Anyway.
Yellow Dog. Oz. Anyway, we're going to wrestling.
Ooh, Oz.
We're getting to wrestling references. Anyway, we're going to talk Marvel today. Some stuff you should be reading, and Marvel has lots. Secret Wars is on the horizon. Battle World is coming. Secret Wars, we're going to be getting into that. Must read. All new Captain America. Stuart Eminem and Rick Remender. Nomad. Dead. All new Falcon Cap. Trying to catch Baron Zemo. Read it. It's awesome stuff. Stuart Eminem's art alone is worth buying it. Also, if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, if you like all new X-Men, you need to be reading Black Vortex. All new X-Men number 39 and Guardians Team Up number 3. Look at that. Look at that. Who's that guy on the green? Who is that? You know who that is? Ronan the Accuser. And the guy in the movie was not big enough.
He wasn't.
He had the voice, but he wasn't big enough. But anyway.
He's still a good man. I didn't have as much reference point. I never read Guardians.
Anyway. Check out Black Vortex is continuing. Mr. Knife, Guardians of the Galaxy, All New X-Men. Great crossover if you love those characters. Bendis, Humphreys, good writing. Also,
this is what I'm talking about.
This is Aaron's been looking forward to this for a while. We had people asking about this book yesterday. Amazing Spider-Man number 16.1, Jerry Conway. Old Spider-Man writer. I believe, wasn't he like an editor-in-chief, or is that Archie Goodwin at Marvel? I think
Archie Goodwin was. Man, the first Spider-Man stories I read with Conway Romita.
Yeah. So anyway, it's the new. It's like the new gang war, new underground criminal empire war. It starts here. You should read
I'm
it.
Psyched,
it continues. Man. It's always in the 16.1, 17.1, 18.1 issues. You want to read it.
I'm all down for that.
Well, now tell us
why you're Slot sticking around too.
Why are you excited about it?
Because it's Jerry Conway. I mean, like. This is a nostalgia thing for me. It's like Starlin doing the Thanos Hulk thing. Like, I grew up with these writers writing, so I'm always excited to see Conway come back to Spider-Man, because I think that's the best to me. My favorite Spider-Man was Conway.
And so he's getting back to more street-level stuff after all the universe stuff, which Spider-Verse was a great story.
Very cool.
Speaking of Spider-Man, we've got plenty of Silk number 2. Silk, hot character. Number 1 was a great issue. I was super impressed. Robbie Thompson did a great job. He's a writer on Supernatural. Great job. Really excited on where this is going to go.
Really?
And she and Peter are not close to one another in this book yet. So, but anyway, it
could prove to be detrimental.
It kind of reminds me. It's like Spider-Gwen. It kind of reminds me of the early days of Spider-Man, which this book actually builds on her character. I didn't know she was Asian until this book. I didn't know that. So she's Asian, and you get a little bit of her backstory and found her brother and her mom and dad, what happened before she got bitten by the radioactive spider. So it really reminds me of the old Spider-Man in a way. So it's kind of cool. And there was a cliffhanger last issue, so we'll see what happens. Who is the mysterious person watching Cindy Moon in her old bunker? Is it Ezekiel? I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Also, Star Wars, Princess Leia number 2. Mark Waid, Terry Dodson. Enough said. You should be reading it.
Can't go wrong with that.
Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Galactus is coming, and he's going to destroy Earth. How many times have we heard that, Aaron?
I've lost count, really.
But how is Unbeatable Squirrel Girl going to beat him? That's the question.
That is a good question.
You know, first issue, she sings the Spider-Man theme song to the tune of her own name. Anyway, kind of funny. Anyway, she's taking on Galactus. Also, Kyle Starks contributes to the Deadpool cards, where she consults these cards in the book on how to fight villains and what their powers and weaknesses are. It's kind of funny. Anyway, Kyle Starks is going to be here in the store next Saturday to do sketches and sign and, you know, meet with people. He's a local creator in the area, and also he does a little book called Sex Castle from Image Comics, graphic novel. Already hearing rave reviews from Zach, Big Bang Zach here, Yankel.
10 out of 10 from Yankel.
10 out of 10. So anyway, check that out. That's my Marvel picks this week. I'm sure there's more, but that's enough.
Punisher. Apparently, Frank has gotten the Howling Commandos to help him out because he's let them know that they might be just getting played. So now it's the Howling Commandos and Frank Castle. Can't go wrong with that.
That's
Read
cool.
it. Edmondson. Go for it. Bucky Barnes. I finally got myself cut up in this.
It's good stuff.
We got
trippy.
Old Bucky Barnes from future has come down and met up with current Bucky Barnes, and Crossbones is trying to kill them both.
Dude, what did you think when Crossbones stabbed Quake? I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Daisy Johnson. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I was, when Bucky finds out about that, Crossbone's going to be in trouble.
I read that in the last issue, and then, of course, the follow-up issue. I just remember that final scene where Crossbones, that knife went straight through her. It made me think of Bullseye and Elektra.
Yeah, it was definitely reminiscent of Bullseye and Elektra. You should be reading Bucky Barnes. It's a crazy book. If you check out the solicitations, you might think, I don't know about that. But when you read it, you're like, wow, that's pretty good. Like Steranko or something.
Yeah, it's a cool book. Also, you read Alex Cott's Surface from Image. We're getting off Marvel, but that's okay.
That's a crazy book. You'd almost think Morrison wrote it. It's like there's interviews where he talks about what inspired him to write the book. It's all kind of intermingled in there. He breaks the fourth wall as he's telling you the story. He's telling you why he's telling the story.
That's kind of cool.
So it's definitely a cool book. You should check it out. It's not your average comic.
That's cool. You want to jump into Image or DC?
Let's go to Image. Save DC for last.
Or Image and Independence. All right, cool book. Outcast, number 7. All right, this is the second volume. Demonic Possession, we've talked about it. Robert Kirkman, creator of Walking Dead, also getting his own TV show. Get on this book now. It's only 7 issues in. You can grab onto that book. Great stuff. Also, you may have heard of a TV show called Orphan Black. This is number 2. In fact, it was one of the top-selling books last month in February. We actually sold out here, but we've got number 2s. We had a lady that saw the TV show, loved it. Has to do with clones and government and espionage stuff. You might want to check out that book.
Sounds interesting. Isn't that Niles?
Where?
That writes Orphan Black.
No.
It's not?
No. Fawcett.
He writes something new. I forgot which.
October Faction. Okay. Secret Identities, number 2. Now, imagine the new Teen Titans Judas Contract storyline. Except this is similar, but it's from the villain's perspective. You've got a person trying to infiltrate like their Justice League, but they have a different name. And they all those members, all those heroes have dark secrets in this one person, and a close ally to this Justice League type team are basically infiltrating the team to disassemble it. Kind of a cool story. If you like the Judas Contract, New Teen Titans, it's from the villain's perspective. You might dig it, so check it out. The Fly Outbreak. Do you like The Fly?
Do you like The Fly?
Number 1. Check it out. I don't know. It's The Fly. Sci-fi.
Can anybody do a good Jeff Goldblum impression from The Fly?
No. Can you?
No, not from The Fly.
If you like horror, check it out. Also, continue to watch us on social media.
That movie freaked me out when I was a kid when he puked on the donut. I don't know. It just bothered me. It still bothers me. That's scarred.
That ruins a donut, man.
It does.
Also, Red 1.
I love Terry Dodson.
Terry Dodson.
Man, he is awesome.
All I know is you have it's a female hero that's a communist. Is that right? Did I read that right?
That's what I got out of the solicitation.
So anyway, if that's an interesting concept, Divinity from Valiant, similar concept. A guy goes into space in the space race, and basically he's like a Superman godlike being. Not that they're the same, but comes back and says he's a communist. It's in the solicitation. It's kind of interesting reading. Anyway, check that out. Terry Dodson's artwork alone is worth checking that book out. That's it for me, man.
That is it for him. I'm gonna talk about Strange Sports Stories. This is actually an old anthology series that DC had way back when, and they brought it back. Except they put it with Vertigo, so I'm sure that this version is going to be a little more interesting. Those of you who are CM Punk fans, he should be doing 2 or 3. I don't know. It's within the first 3 issues. CM Punk's going to be doing stories.
That's cool.
I keep an eye out for that. And that's all I really got to add on the independent level today.
So we'll talk DC Comics. Superman number 39. Last issue, you got a new costume and a new power, Solar Flare. Right?
That's right. It's kind of like Super Saiyan Superman.
Super Saiyan Superman. Dragon Ball
Especially
Z.
with Romita doing it, because he's got the spiky hair, so it's all like... For a minute there, it's like, is that Superman or is that Goku?
It's okay. All I know is, well, we won't get it. We already talked. Watch the Buzz.
Watch the Buzz.
Yeah, the Buzz episode. Anyway, Superman, because of the solar power, he loses his powers for 24 hours. Makes him more human, since he doesn't have his parents around.
He's also got movie covers, and Superman's movie cover is pretty cool.
Is that the Doom?
Superfly.
Oh, Superfly? Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Superman is Superfly.
That's pretty cool.
So you got to check that out.
Also, there's a major reveal in this issue. Superman makes a mistake.
What? That never he can't make a mistake.
Well, you know what mistake I'm talking about, right?
What mistake?
He doesn't make a mistake. He actually reveals his identity to someone. Check it out. Read it.
Yeah, and what's the big deal? He reveals his identity to somebody.
Green Arrow does it all the time in the Arrow TV show, and I'm always like, what were you thinking?
Everybody knows that Ollie Queen's Green Arrow, which with Ollie Queen you can kind of believe that. He's a bit Tony Starkish.
But yeah, he makes Green Arrow actually throughout his character history, he makes tons of mistakes. So anyway,
Superman doesn't though.
So that's my pick for DC is Superman, and I'm sure there's something else. Batman Eternal, check it out. It's coming to an end, and I'll let Aaron talk here. It's DC. He loves DC.
I love this team. I love comics, but this team has been doing a great job. The Who's Superman's Joker story was pretty awesome, and have to be the ultimate. Got action in Batman. Superman
the Phantom King.
The Phantom King.
Yes.
And that was actually a good pick that I didn't think of. Using Kryptonians or Kandorians, little bitty Kandorians as bullets. Moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about these two, specifically this one. Issue 44 had one of my favorite covers. Just to kind of catch up a little bit. Constantine. Yes, that's right. John Constantine convinced Superman that he needed to come back and help people because this particular thing happened. Batman kind of manipulated him. He got upset, and he decided to go off and help poor countries that couldn't really grow their own food, get irrigation, and so forth. He's still doing his Superman thing, kind of like his farmer thing from growing up in Smallville too. So John Constantine comes back and convinces him to don the cape again, which is interesting. Obviously, Constantine and Superman don't like each other at all, but for Constantine to be the guy to be like, no, you really need to do this, that was pretty cool. So Superman comes back, takes on Brainiac. As he pushes Brainiac back, you got Mr. Terrific and Bruce Wayne are kind of like, they turn on Brother Eye, which was the very reason Terry McGinnis came here, to stop that. So at the end of the last issue, Brother Eye is on, and he is sentient. He is thinking for himself now. He has totally ditched protocol.
It's kind of like Ultron.
Kind of.
Back to Brother Eye. I was saying it sounds like Ultron. Ultron movie
There is
coming
a little
out.
Bit,
So what happens to Terry McGinnis?
What happens to Terry McGinnis? At this point?
Because the rumor is Batman Beyond, when the new #1 comes out in June, it's not going to be McGinnis in the costume.
No, I just read that it was going to be McGinnis in the costume.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because it was like a few days ago they were speculating that it may not be him in the new #1.
Actually, with the solicitation I read, it said, what is Terry McGinnis going to do when he finds out? I forgot what he finds out, but I saw the name Terry McGinnis in there, talking about the new Batman comic, Dan Jurgens. Actually, it was Dan Jurgens that said it.
Actually, Dan Jurgens actually implied that it may not be him under the mask.
He said Terry McGinnis.
Let's hope so.
Watch all new was it DC All Access? Watch that. It's the End of the Eye Zombie thing.
It better be Terry McGinnis in that costume, is all I'm saying.
There's some cool stuff coming up. I think the Earth 2 Society looks really interesting, and so does the Green Lantern Lost Army. So
Bizarro.
Starfire. Dr. Fate. Even the Black Canary.
Dr. Fate is now a med student.
Really?
Yeah, it's not Kent Nelson, or maybe it is, but he's like a medical student.
Well, see, Kent Nelson's
He's in college.
In Earth 2, the comic, Kent Nelson's already been Dr. Fate and died. So
I don't know who that is.
That
I didn't read that book. I dropped it after number 3 or 4.
That was actually, once it got past
it's hard coming back to read these books. They're so hard to read. I'm just kidding. But anyway, okay, he's a medical student. Okay, I don't know, because I know the old Kent Nelson from pre-New 52.
Really?
Yeah, I want that guy.
I like Kent Nelson too.
Because they've changed Dr. Fate so many times into like, it's Kent Nelson's son, another Kent Nelson, and then another.
It's kind of like my Ant-Man thing. Yeah, it's like you can change a character so many times.
At least Ant-Man's a different person with a different name. Scott Lang.
Defense, but
Scott Lang.
Every now and then they change
70s.
things. Somebody gets lost on it. Somebody, follows it the whole way and they like it. Sometimes they get lost on it. It just happens.
I'm just saying, Scott Lang he actually became Ant-Man years ago. This is not something.
It's okay. I'm not attacking you.
No, man.
It's okay.
You're attacking me now.
Calm down.
My beard is calm.
Read Ant-Man.
Yours is over there.
I never liked Ant-Man, so you can't take my.
Ant-Man's a great book. It's hilarious. Anyway, we're off track. Okay, we're talking new #1s. DC, Bizarro, Batmite, all ages titles. You've got Robin, Son of Batman. Notice the price increase. You have We Are Robin, which is crowdsourcing of Robin, which I predicted that little boy Duke in Batman Endgame was going to become a Robin, and sure enough, he's the lead character in that book.
Not reading it.
I'm just saying, I called it. So watch that guy become a Robin. Just watch. Sure enough, it's a bunch of people becoming Robin. Thing is, though, Damian's not around to be in Gotham to be Robin. He's somewhere else. So that's why there's We Are Robin.
Well, you know.
To me, it looks passable, but it's got Lee Bermejo, who does Suiciders.
I love
Batman Noel.
Lee Bermejo, but I just, I'm not interested in the book. Sorry. I like DC, but I'm just not interested.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. What is it, Red Hood / Arsenal instead of Red Hood and the Outlaws?
I kind of like that one.
Starfire gets her own book, done by the Harley Quinn team.
I'll probably pass on that. I like Starfire, and I think it's cool that they're kind of taking her back to the old Starfire.
Cyborg?
Maybe. I like the character a lot. We'll see.
Where's Firestorm at? Shouldn't he get his own book?
No.
Why not?
He should.
Because the coolest he's ever been is in the Flash show.
Actually, that's the coolest he's ever looked. The only story I've ever really been like, I'm interested in this, probably Brightest Day. I just never don't take my word for it, I just don't like Firestorm. He's got fire coming out of his head.
You're speaking against your beloved DC Comics right now. It's okay, because
yeah.
I might be doing it with Secret Wars. I don't know. It depends on how it all pans out.
There is no loyalty in the sense that DC can't do any wrong. They can't.
Marvel can too. Like One More Day, enough said.
Yeah, and
we'll get into that in a minute.
Maybe we can talk about that one day.
Yeah, so...
But anyway,
One More Day.
They all make a lot of stupid mistakes, and then luckily they go back and fix them, which is one of the Spider-Man things hopefully we'll talk about later. They're fixing a mistake. I love it when they do that.
We think, we don't. Speculation.
Mary Jane and Peter Parker.
We'll talk about it.
All right.
We talk about it. Not here.
Not
in this place.
I want Cyclops back, and then some of my anger at Marvel would go.
So what is a character that you wish they would bring back that you used to read? And what version? Comment below. Comment below.
Who are you missing and what version of that character would you like? I will say I miss Captain Atom. The new 52 Captain Atom. I like that.
JT Kroll, that wasn't bad.
I want that to come back.
I want the Teen Titans that was formed together under Jeff Johns in the pre-New 52 universe.
I will agree with Daryl on this.
I want that back.
I want that back too.
Sorry, your Teen Titans book
sucks.
Reeks.
It sucks.
Let me just say that. Okay, all that said, do we feel better, Aaron? We ran it a little.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like,
I don't have a whole lot.
Yes.
I don't have a whole lot of beef with the new 52, but the Teen Titans is definitely a beef I have with the new 52.
Yeah, I mean that's like I give the DC New 52 a bunch of junk, and it's about to be over, so I'm gonna have to let that go. They're gonna remove it off the books, although the universe continues. I am looking forward to Convergence. I'm excited to see what they do here.
DC and Marvel both, I think, are doing a thing where
Secret Wars looks awesome.
They're celebrating their history, and at the same time, they're kind of seeing with the fans what parts of the history do we want to stick around. So you vote with your dollar. If you like the stuff from the old DC to stick around, vote with your dollar. If you like the stuff from the old Marvel to stick around, vote with the dollar.
And vote by your dollar. If you don't like the current books, buy the back issues and trades. That's
exactly. Like I'm gonna buy the '90s X-Men Secret Wars thing just because that's
man.
X-Men.
All right, we're gonna have to talk Secret Wars only in another video. We're running out of time.
We have to go.
We have to go.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We have to go.
Do you think they don't want us to leave?
They don't want us to leave. They don't want us to leave.
Well, stay if you want.
You want more of this.
Anyway, we're
and this.
Stay tuned. We're going to talk more comics. Remember, follow us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, even Google Plus, even. Anyway, we're running out of time. I'm Daryl,
and I'm Aaron.
Don't forget at Big Bang, we
got him.
ByBigBang.com.